Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to design a double strand necklace using bargain bead box subscription for the month of January 2026. Yes, I have already designed one necklace. This is going to be the second necklace that I designed with this box. The thing is, I really like the star chain that we got in the box, and I want this to not have any dangles. I want this to be just hanging in the neck like this. So I cut about, say, a piece. Okay, let me measure this for you guys. You don't have to follow the same pattern, but if you like to follow it, you can. At that point of time, you would need some measurements. So here we go. We have about, say, 7 3/4 of an inch. eh, like, yeah, exactly 7 3/4. And the thing is, I wire wrapped this nugget beads with the star chain, and then I added some of my roller chain which I had in my stash. You don't have to do that, but I really adore this chain and I wanted to use it as much as possible. I don't want the back to be covered with the star chain. Anyways, it has a little bit of, like, a pokey nature. You don't want that in the back, so I prefer this roller chain in the back. I just wire wrapped with some 20 gauge antique silver wire. The artistic wire is what I used. I'll show you guys what exactly I used. This is the one I used. You can get this from Michael's or any other hobby store. It's a 20 gauge. It's a copper plated wire, and then you guys can see I have this wrapped loop on both sides. I did 3 loops, and then I continued with the roller chain. I didn't cut the roller chain yet, but 7 3/4 of an inch, and I want one more wrap here. Before I do that, I want this to you can just make this a single necklace. It's not a problem. It's absolutely nice. Or you can do, you can connect this with this darker color crystal, which will also look really good. With This is one option, and then the other option is to add these beads. Okay, these ones I prefer, the etched glass beads. These are a little big. Maybe I will use some of this. I'm not so sure, but let me just cut this and then have some here just in case if I need it. I know there's a lot going on, so don't worry about it. So this also looks good. Yes, I like it. I do like the nugget beads too if it comes, but I want to keep that as a pendant, so this is a perfect one. So I want to do this. So this one I am going to do with bead stringing wire. You can use any bead stringing wire you have available in your stash. I'm using a 7 strand nylon coated bead stringing wire. This is not this is just regular one. This is not a branded one. This is what I prefer to use. And here we go. This is the pattern that I'm going to use. You can use this spacer beads that we got in the box, which is a bright color. So if you prefer to use that, you can use that. I prefer to use the stainless steel spacer beads, the round metallic spacer beads. This is from my stash. It is, I think, 2 or 3 millimeter in size. So that's what we are going to use, and I'm going to connect these to this bead. So keep that in mind, or else you can use 11 seed beads in the metallic color. That will work perfectly as well. So 11 seed beads is, oops, sorry, I just, so this one right here, if I want some, I will just throw some here in case if I want to end this, but I'm not so sure. I really like this metallic bead, so I'm just going to end with that. And we don't have a lot of these etched beads, so calculate it accordingly. You might need 2 of the beads. I just used 2 for the other project, the necklace, so I'm just going to take 2 of the nice beads which I feel pretty for the earrings, just in case, and the rest we can divide it. So between this and the English cut crystal, about say 6 millimeter. Okay, this is what I have here. Maybe 3 of these beads, followed by an English crystal. Will this work? I think it will. And then 3 more. I mean, no, I just need the metallic bead and then an English crystal. Follow any pattern whichever you like, whichever you feel looks good for you. So it's important we like the design that we make. There is a lot of options that you can choose from to make this. Go ahead and watch. Just search for Bargain Beatbox subscription for the month of January, and you can watch a lot of people who must have designed with the same box. That means we all had the same number of beads, and the way that we took and did stuff with it will be entirely different, and you will see a wide array of jewelry pieces, which is stunning, with the same set of beads. That's kind of very interesting theory, don't you think? And it's always a challenge to create with the box. I prefer not to use a lot of beads outside the box from my stash, except if it is absolutely necessary, to give the person who is watching a chance to replicate my design without having to feel that I don't have it, right? So I don't have those beads that she's using. So that's the only thing. But like, there are people who say, my subscribers have commented to me saying that you can use your personal stash, that will also inspire us. So I just keep that in mind as well, just letting you know. But I feel that this is very, very less than my chain, so I will have to use it here, which I don't want to. So I need to figure out a different pattern for this. I'll come back. In order to increase the length of the necklace, I just figured out a different pattern using some lavender seed beads as well. So this is the pattern that I'm following. I started with the metallic spacer, and then the crystal, the etched bead, the crystal, and then a lavender, then an etched bead, and the crystal etched bead, crystal, just like that. In the center, I'm just going to remove one of this bead, and then here, after this, I'm going to put a pendant. So the pendant will be with this nugget bead, and for that purpose I'm going to use again the 20 gauge artistic wire in the antique silver color. I'm gonna figure out a pattern. First of all, you can figure out a pattern just by taking a small piece of wire, okay, and maybe this bead in the bottom, or nothing in the bottom. Maybe the top, you can use this spacer bead, that looks kind of nice, and then crystal maybe, or the etched bead. I mean, no, the etched bead is big. We can use the crystal. See if you have any other options in your stash, but I feel that this is nice and sits perfectly. This is what I'm gonna do. Okay, so take my 20 gauge wire and add the crystal, the star spacer, the nugget. Okay, take your tweezer nose or needle nose pliers and then bend this wire into a U to form a stopper, just like this, and squish that. You don't have to squish it a lot because this has a big hole, is what I believe, but make sure this is nice and straight and not crooked and so forth. Take your round nose pliers and then bend the wire to 90 degrees, reposition and make yourself a loop. Doesn't have to be a big loop, but it has to be, just like that. A loop, and you can cut this at this point of time, but before doing so you want it to be connected to this. So take this is the pendant that we have. Okay, see if this side is okay and the loop is straight. It needs to be, the loop needs to be perpendicular to the, so this is how it will be. Okay, before adding it, actually you don't have to, and take your pliers, hold on to this and just wrap. It's better to use 2 sets of pliers. Oops. Just 3 loops and then straighten that loop of yours. Cut the excess wire. You don't need that much. Okay. Then take your pliers and just tuck that short tail in so that it doesn't catch hold of any of the fibers from your dress or something like that. Okay. Once you have that ready, okay, all you need to do is add it to your wire. I have a stainless steel bead at that point, so I'm gonna add again a stainless steel bead so that it gives us that nice touch, and then follow with our regular pattern. And also see if that will give us a nice, that will give us the nice distance. I need some more 11 seed beads. These are not also branded, by the way. If I am stringing beads and if I'm using, if I don't need it, then I don't use it, kind of. And I have a lot of opaque and color seed beads than these metallic colors, which I tend to use the most. And I'm so not happy about myself getting a lot of beads which is not metallic and which is opaque and stuff like that. Then you ended up using only the metallics the most. Very rarely I use opaque seed beads, even in projects that is predominantly seed bead stuff. I tend to use metallic than that, so I have to fix on myself, saying that yes, Aishu, you're only going to use the metallic beads. Don't even attempt to buy anything else because it is of no use to you. Maybe your next generation will use your beads, but for now, I don't need it. So that's what I need to keep telling myself. I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. The thing is, it's a very different weather this year in Bay Area. It's suddenly hot and suddenly cold, and I no longer know what. I mean, like, should I wear a sweater inside my jacket or just take my jacket and then be okay with it? I have no idea. Yesterday it was 74 or so, 72, 74, and today it's back to 55, and I cannot believe it. And like, I saw this roses that bloom, really, really well, because there is this climbing roses down in one of my street, and then they are on the fence, but there's a lot, and it is a yellow rose, and it comes just once a year for a month or so, and after that, once it blooms completely, after that it doesn't bloom anymore, and that's going to be by my standard, that's my milestone for spring, and it is already blooming. And I was like, and then today I had a little bit of asthma in the morning, and I was like, what did I do? I didn't do anything, and I'm not sick or something, and I don't have cough or cold. Why am I having wheezing? And then my daughter suddenly said, oh, did you take the allergy medication? Because I'm also feeling the same way. Then we both realized that that might be the case. I really like this, but I don't know if I like the length of it. Maybe I should like the length of it, is what I feel. Just a little bit. If I take it out, it is good, is what I feel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how it's gonna be. Yeah, that should be a good one. Okay. If not, I have to do the entire thing again. So I need to be careful about it. I think that distance is about, say, good. So now I need to find out. I need to take my crimp bead. Okay, there we go. My other crimp bead roller is very loose, and this one is pretty tight. And I don't know how to deal with this anymore. This is new to me. The one that I have, the old one, I'm almost done. So I take a crimp tube. I add the crimp tube here. I go to my, see this? This is my wrapped loop. I go to this place and come back and see if it's okay. That's also very important, because this has to come this way, it'll come that way, and it'll hold a little bit. So maybe one more seed bead. go through this and come back through that and pull all this down. Don't know if this will accommodate two wires. It did. It did. Okay. Now again, the wires normally crisscross inside the crimp tube. Go ahead, I'm just going to flat crimp it. Okay. And we'll cut about a little bit. And these beads can accommodate everything except for the levinos. Everything will have a big hole, so it can accommodate it. So I have no doubts about that. I always work with the spool. You can also cut the wire and then, use a stopper bead and do that. So that's that. Before cutting this off, I need to make wrap the loop on the other side, which I haven't shown you guys how I did that in the first place. Okay, right. So let me just cut this wire at this point, and I'm sure I don't want this much, and I need a spacer, a bead stopper. There we go. Okay, let this be that. Move this and this over that side and have my space a little bit clean. I don't want this chain to twist because it is not a double-sided chain. So that's that. Again, we need our 20 gauge wire. If it is crooked, take your nylon jaw pliers and straighten those up. Again, take a nugget bead, add it to the wire. Take your round nose pliers, about say 3/4 of an inch to an inch. Bend the wire, reposition your pliers, make that loop just like that. Make sure you add the loop in the chain, the start chain inside. Okay, I don't want the jump ring, just this. Then go ahead and wrap this. I have wrapped it there 3 times, but the number of wraps is totally up to you. Twice is more than enough. Then snip off that excess. Then move the bead down. If you want, you can tuck that tail now itself. Again, take your own nose pliers. Make sure this. Bend the wire. Reposition your pliers. Okay. make that loop and snip off so that you can do the 3 loops. So at this point I have to add this chain, the roller chain. So I haven't cut the roller chain yet in the first place, so I need to know how much I should cut. Right, the back of the necklace, I need to know how much I have and how much I need. So I'm just going to, okay, these magnetic clasps, you can use that for this necklace as well. Maybe I will end up using that, but need to know how much I need to cut. Three and a half inch. This roller chain has an option for you to actually open this up like a jump ring if you want. But you need 2 sets of pliers, which has, you know, a small thing like tweezer nose or needle nose pliers. There we go. So at this point you can think if you want your magnetic clasp, you can use it. So here we go. You can use the jump ring if you want, but you can also take this jump ring off completely and use this as a jump ring as well. Everything sticks to it, so just be patient and try to put all these in. There we go. So I removed the moon thing, and also I should have the jump ring. So at this side as well, I don't want any jump rings, so I'm just gonna remove this jump ring. We have two jump rings on either side. And exactly the same length I can. Okay. You can remove one of these links in this chain, and then I'm gonna add it to the magnetic clasp of mine. Try to close this. It's gonna be a tough one because there is this magnetic part that we need to there we go, tackle. So that's that on this side. Need to move move the stopper down, because as you guys can see, this excess wire has come off. And figure out if the pattern is right and there is no slack in this and everything. Macrame bead. Actually, what we can do is we can still finish that off. Oops, I dropped. So let's finish this. You need to make sure this is proper. And in this, I need to add the piece of roller chain in it. You can use 2 sets of pliers to do this job of wire wrapping. Once you have 3 wraps, you can snip off the excess and adjust this loop and try to tuck this tail in. Actually, I can just trim more. Okay, done with this. Now that that's done, it will be easy for us to join the rest here. Making sure everything is in place properly. Set the chain up first. Okay. Now take this and we are going to add it here. Where is it? That's how it's gonna be. Okay. Take it off. Then add it here. I think it should be in the back, is what I feel. This should be in the back instead of the front. But since I did it front, I should be doing it this side as well in the front. Coming back through the crumb tube, the seed bead if possible. Just pull everything tight and check your necklace once again, how it looks and everything. If you like the size of it, it's okay at this point as well to go back and fix things up, but I'm okay with it. So what I'm going to do is I did flat crimp the other side, so I'm just going to flat crimp this side as well, and then cut the excess wire off as close as possible, and our chain is done. I know it's just simple, yet it's beautiful. I really like the way this turned out to be, and it's just a little bit of a setting and it's beautiful. I hope you guys like this tutorial. If you do, give it a thumbs up. You know the drill. Subscribe, like, please share it with your friends and family. I really appreciate it. And watch as many times as you want. And people do complain that I don't talk loudly, but it is just my nature. I try my level best. I have a a mic that I use, but still sometimes I just go low. I just feel that I'm in front of everybody, whoever watches this video, and I'm talking. Please make sure you increase the volume if I'm not still audible for you guys. I will try my level best, and I make sure that I attach my mic to my camera and then film it, so that way my voice is being heard properly. Thank you so much for your comments. I really appreciate them. With this new year, I feel that I'm blessed to have you guys have you guys comment, like, subscribe, and watch my video. That really means a lot to me. I'm doing this out of my pocket. I'm not being sponsored by anybody in any means. So it is like, if you guys are helping me, you are helping me directly by watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye bye.